Hey there everyone, welcome back to another origami tutorial. I'm Origami Folder 25, and today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit more different than usual. So, if you read Tom Angleberger's books, the Origami Yoda series in particular, then you'll know that this is called the Universal Puppet, which is basically you fold it and it pretty much can become anything you want it to be, whether it's decoration or doodling or tweaking the folds. Well, it's a little bit, simple and not the best. So I made an updated version, which I think looks better. His is okay for more simple stuff, but you know me, I usually like more advanced origami things. So I invented my own, and this is the Doodlegami 2.0. And we're going to be taking a look at how to fold it today, and a little bit extra if you stick around till the end. So what you're going to need to do for this is you're going to need a 1/4 sheet of paper. And yes, this is the exact same one that I just showed you. I just unfolded it really quick. But you're going to need a 1/4 sheet of paper, which is a half of a sheet of paper, for those of you who don't know. Plus, you're also going to want a pair of scissors, if you so desire. And I'll show you why later on. So first things first, once you have your paper, you're going to take it and you're going to place it the long ways and the wide ways, like so. Or the other way around if you want your puppet to be looking like that. It doesn't matter. But preferably, if you want it to have more height, then I would do it like this. But anyway, enough of that rambling. The first fold is just a simple one. You're going to be folding the top down. This is going to be the size of the head, and it's kind of tricky to get the proportions right, because if you want a larger head, then your body might end up looking a little bit smaller. So that's just something to take into account. So at least try and keep it maybe like the body a little bit bigger than the head, at least maybe like a third bigger, I guess. But it's whatever you need it to be. This is just my design, and then you can tweak it however you want. So after you've done that, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to fold these sides in so they kind of overlap each other. Now, again, this is also sometimes tricky because you can end up having it look skinny, or you can end up having it look wide. But again, this is just whatever fits the needs. So once you're done with that, you should have something that looks like this. Now, once you've done that, you're going to unfold those two and the top one. And then where you see these creases that you just folded for step 2 and 3, you're going to take the side and fold it over. So you kind of have a little bit of an edge or a slant on this other side. And don't do this right now, but if we refold this, then you will see that it creates a sort of jawline and angle to the head. And this is just gives the head a little bit of a more round shaping. You do this on the other side as well. And then you refold it. And as I said, it gives the head just a more general roundness and better aesthetic looking, in my opinion. You don't have to do that step. It's sort of optional, but I think it looks pretty good. And then the next step is you're just going to fold these behind the head to give it the full sort of rounded circle look. Okay, so this is pretty much the basic thing done. You can keep it like this if you want, or you can take it a step further and you can take your pair of scissors out. So once you have those, you're going to take them and you're going to snip along this line right here. So the bottom of the jaw, you're just gonna snip right along the sides. Whoops, moving the camera. So that way you have a cut that's right along there. And then you do the same thing on the other side. And then you have a cut there, and you have a cut there. Okay, you put those off camera. And then once you've done that, you're going to kind of press your thumb inside and fold those flaps back behind the puppet, out of sight. So it gives him or some shoulders, and you have something that looks like this. Now, okay, this is the final model, and this is what I prefer to use because it just gives a more like humanoid look. I've used this in things like my Supreme Leader Snoke puppet, you can see right here. It has some shorter cuts, so the head and the body look more separate. And you can also fold these out for arms or something like that. And let me just do this real quick here. So you can tweak the folds a lot to get a different variety. It's like I just folded out those flaps, and then that's what I did when I made my Lando Calrissian. So you can see those flaps were used to create his cape back here. You could also tweak these folds to create arms. You could create all sorts of things, maybe like mech stuff, I don't know, whatever you need for your character. Maybe you can make a cape, and so you can make a Superman or a Batman. That would be cool. So again, it's just whatever you need to suit your needs. Now, that's part 1 of the video. Next, we're going to be looking at a Doodlegami Puppet 3.0. And this is sort of a bigger design, so I'll get these out of the way. And I've used this to create things like this Barbarian King from Clash of Clans right here. So, as you can see, I'll put my Supreme Leader Snoke side by side for comparison. You can see that it is a lot bigger and more muscular looking, I guess you could say. I've also used this for things like my Mandalorian or Thanos, if you've seen those videos. And basically what this does is the arms are always built in, and you can always tweak them however you want. This one is a little bit more advanced, so if you just want to skip this, or you can click out the video now, but if you want to stick around and see this, then what you're going to need is a 1/2 sheet of paper, cut the long ways. You probably know me by now, I like using this a lot. So, this is just 1/2 a sheet of paper, cut the long ways, not the wide ways, because then you'd be having a very, very fat character. Unless, of course, you want it that way again. And then you're also not going to need those scissors this time. So, first things first, you're going to take your paper, and just like we did with the first step of the Doodlegami Puppet 2.0, we're going to fold this top part down. So, this is also tricky because this is going to judge the size of your head. I've had instances where it starts to look small at first, but then you finish the puppet and then it's like, whoa, that head looks really big for some reason. So it can get very, very strange as you're folding it. But it just, sometimes it's trial and error. So just stick with it and you'll get it, I'm sure. Okay. And for the next step, you're going to flip it over, and just, again, like we did with the Doodlegami Puppet 2.0, we're going to fold those sides in. But you can make them overlap, but I found it's easier just to kind of like fold them to the middle spot. And then you usually have an average-sized body, and that usually works out for me. So again, we're going to unfold this, and again, just like we did with the Doodlegami Puppet 2.0, we're going to fold those sides in over those creases, so that way we get the jawline. And then you fold those back, like so. And then you should have something that looks like this, a very, very tall person or something, I don't know, whatever this is. So yeah, you should have something that looks like this. Okay, next step is you're going to take the bottom and you're going to fold it up. Now this is going to determine the size of the body. So if you want a body that's sort of tall, then you keep this fold short. But if you want it sort of skinny or small, then you just fold it larger up. I would recommend at least folding it in half. So you would take this part and then you just fold it up to maybe like that point there. That usually, again, seems the average size, and then your arms would always work out to be the right size and not too skinny or not too small or fat. But again, you can tweak these however you want. I'm just showing you the basic folds and how to get there. All right. Next, you're going to unfold that. And where this crease is, this is a kind of tricky fold. You're going to kind of take your thumb and push this paper out in a triangle so it kind of pops out like that. Now, this is good. You want that to happen. After this next fold, we're going to be doing something called a squash fold. It's really easy after this part. So, again, you just kind of take your thumb or whatever, and you just push that part out so you have a triangle right there. I hope you can see that. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Just fold out that part. And you want to keep these kind of even, so one's not significantly higher than the other. If you do have that, that's usually you might want to try retweaking that. But sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You just want to keep them generally at the same height like what I have right here. If you can see all the way down there. All right, and then here's the squash fold. Really simple. You just take this bottom bit and it's wanting to go down, so you just squish it down like that, and then make sure to crease everything nice and well. Okay, and then you should have something that kind of looks like a Darth Vader if you flip it over like that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take it and just flip it over to the front. And as you can see, we have folds on the sides that kind of look like arms. And hey, you even have gloves, which is nice. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take these top parts right here and then just fold them behind so they kind of meet the jawline right there. This is going to create the shoulders of the arms. And so you should have something like this. Maybe he's just putting his hands on his hips right now, which he might be. All right, for the next part, you're going to take the sides and then just fold them back as well. So your arms are starting to look a little bit more human looking. And again, you do this for the other one too. Sorry if my hand is blocking it. And there you go. You have the arms. And then again, you just fold those behind so the head is rounder. And voila, you have the Doodlegami Puppet 3.0. And as like the Doodlegami Puppet 2.0, you can also take scissors and snip along the jawline and fold those back so you get the more muscular look, or no, not muscular, just sort of natural head look. With this one, it is a bit more tricky if you want to do this, because then this part is showing, so you will have to take it and fold this back a bit, so that way that's out of sight. So something just like that, and then you will have to probably reshape the shoulders a bit with some extra folds. So that looks terrible. I'm sure you can do a lot better job than me. But again, just, okay, something like that, if you want that. I used that for my Mandalorians, I think, as well. Just not the exact same folding, but still something pretty close. And again, I've used this base to create things like my Barbarian King, or let me just pull this off right here, my Archer Queen as well from Clash of Clans. I will be using this to make a Grand Warden and Royal Champion from Clash of Clans in the future. So just I can finish off those so I can have the complete set. But yeah, that's just what I've used it for in the past, and I'm sure you guys can create a lot of cool stuff with these. I really look forward to maybe seeing what y'all have made of it. So yeah, but that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in and learning how to fold the Doodlegami Puppet 2.0 and 3.0, and I hope you learned something today. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. It's Origami Folder 25, signing off.